So almost every single week, there's a singer coming to the studio asking me to teach him or her to do harsh vocals because they want to sound more badass. And then we work, and then after a while, they come to me and they say like, but this is not quite the sound that I was searching for. And then I smile and I say, yeah, because you have a sound underneath all this harshness, all these vocal effects. We have a sound underneath. And if this sound isn't badass, then you won't sound badass. I'm Adi Bitran, I'm a metal singer, I'm a vocal coach, I'm an authorized CVT teacher, and I'm your coach for today, teaching you how to sound more badass. So the first thing you want to do when trying to sound more badass is to raise the volume, because you can't sound badass if you're talking like this or if you're singing like this. Hi. But never ever raise your volume all the way up to 11, because this is where it gets harmful. So we never want a really, really loud, your loudest volume. We just need around volume 7, 8. This is loud enough, and don't forget you're on a microphone. So for some people it's easy to get to a louder volume just by thinking I'm going loud now, but if you're having troubles with it, note what's happening in your support. It's usually about the abdominal muscles that are not working so hard. Meaning your abdominal muscles should be working, but it's not pushing or squeezing or anything that might cause you to lock the muscles. We don't want, I'm working hard and now it's harming my throat. We don't want this. So basically what we're searching for is a movement from the abdominal muscles pulling in. Navel is pulling in. So if I'm taking it on a note or on a phrase, I would probably expect to see the abdominal muscles moving in. Oh! Oh! So I'm not doing anything that's forceful, I'm not squeezing, I'm not pushing, I'm just letting them in. I'm controlling the movement, yeah, but I'm not forcing it. And that's really important to say. So if you're having troubles finding a louder volume, note what's going on in your abdominal muscles and note the movement. I will make more support tutorials for you, but just for now, just note that we are searching for a movement. And then as usual, we are searching for the right vowels that will get us this badass sound. We don't like ahs and oohs and and all these nice and soft sounds. We want badass sounds. So we would go for the football sounds. A, O, O, A, O, A, O, A, O. So basically everything I do, everything I sing turns into some sort of a big O, big A, something that's more powerful and has more resonance. So if I'm taking a phrase and I'm taking welcome to the jungle, and I'm not gonna sing it like X Rose because he's all smiley and up there and all that, but I'm just trying to make it more badass, I'm going for welcome to the jungle. Note the O position, everything is turned into a big O or big E. So I don't have to or jungle, it's toe and jungle. Welcome to the jungle! And of course, this change can be more or less extreme. The more extreme it will be more powerful, more out. But we have to be careful because we do want to sing lyrics. So I won't sing, welcome to the jungle, because that's just lame. But I will turn everything towards the O's and the A's. Welcome to the jungle! And now everything sounds bigger. Just to compare, welcome to the jungle! If I'm trying to sing the lyrics as they are. So if we want to take that even more to the extreme, we can add a more dark sound color, meaning I'm opening up, I'm raising my soft palate, I'm lowering my larynx, I'm creating a big space here. So the acoustic rule is the bigger the space, the darker the sound, so we can get more powerful and more badass. So if I'm comparing, welcome to the jungle, like I did before with the vowels, with a loud volume, but now I'm yawning a little bit more. Welcome to the jungle! And note how this darker sound color affecting my sound. It gets even bigger. And this actually is a good trick for us girls when we want to sound less feminine and soft and more powerful and more try to imitate the original which is sung by a male singer, for example. So these three basic rules already changed our sound so much and instantly made us sound more badass. We raised our volume, we went for big O's, and we yawned a little bit to make the sound darker. So again, to compare, welcome to the jungle! Instead, welcome to the jungle! On this one, I'm not raising my volume so much. I'm like mid-low volume, and I'm smiling a little bit. I'm not yawning, and I am going for the lyrics and not for the A's and O's to make it more dramatic. But there's a silver lining to this. We can only use these three rules when we're in mid-range, mid and low ranges. We can't use them as we go up in pitch towards the fifth octave. Then these won't work. But what we can do if we go to higher notes and we have to smile and we have to change the vowel and we have to open up and do all this, raising the larynx and go for a more squeaky sound, is use basic rules of psychoacoustics. Our ear would remember the last thing it heard. So if I'm giving a phrase where I'm mostly badass and then I have like a squeaky part and then I'm going straight back to the badass sound, our ears wouldn't decipher it as a squeaky sound. You would hardly even notice that there was like a squeaky sound up there. You would perceive this phrase as big, as powerful, and this is something we can use pretty easily when we're working on a song. So if I'm going for a phrase that is sang by a big mama and I need to give this badass sound, but there are still high notes that I can't reach with this sound. And I am telling you, I'm not going. So if I'm trying to analyze what I did here, when I went for the I part on the I'm not going, I went squeaky because it's a high note. I closed a bit, I suffered it a bit, and it sounded something like I. But you perceived this phrase, I hope, as more solid, more powerful, because you had a big sound before and a big sound after. So we had I am telling you, big, solid, badass. I'm using a dark sound color, I'm using the O's, I'm using a loud volume, and then I have the I, and then again, not going. And if I do it again, and I am telling you, I'm not going. And now I'm a bit exaggerating so you can actually hear the shift, but many singers do this trick of being like badass before and badass after, and then if they give like a squeaky note, we actually can't hear it. So this is a really great strategy if you need to sound badass but you still have some high notes. So when we're in high notes, we can't use these vowels, we can't use the dark sound color, but we can do this before and after. And here's a little exercise for you. Go and listen to the singers that you like to hear, that you consider badass, and note how they what they do when they go in for the high parts, what they do before and after, and how the high part sounds if I just cut this place, how it would sound. And probably you'll not notice that they aren't so badass on this high note. And the last thing that I want to talk about is our rhythm, because sometimes the badassness comes from a more rhythmic vibe. For example, say your prayers, little one. So if I would do it like in a more legato way, say your prayers, little one. Even if I take it on a darker sound color, on the right vowels and on a louder volume, say your prayers, little one. So it still doesn't sound right. Something is missing, and that's because how I paraphrase. Say your prayers, little one. And now I have like a more powerful vibe, a more energetic vibe. So most of the times in metal music, we would probably not choose to be legato and round and nice. We would choose like a more strict and a more cutting way of saying the words. So if I'm putting everything together, I'm going for a louder volume, I'm going for the right vowels, I'm darkening up my sound color, and I am trying to be more rhythmic, and I'm not, and I'm being squeaky on the high parts, but then getting back again to the badass sound. So if I'm putting all of this into action, welcome to the jungle! We've got fun and games! We've got anything you want, honey, we know the names! And now I took it a bit higher in pitch so you can hear how it sounds when I'm going up there. And this is even before I added all the distortion, all the fry, all the great vocal effects that we like to do as metalheads. So basically, I think this is more important than mastering vocal effects, because this is like your basic sound. And if you've got this right, then the vocal effects will only make it even better, maybe, but they will not decide how you sound, if you know what I mean. So this is better than to do everything with distortion, but still sound not right and not in the genre. Welcome to the jungle! So they sound like I wasn't convinced. So the vocal effects are like the last layer you can put on and off if you like, as long as your sound is big, powerful, convincing, badass. This is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Write in the comments what you thought about this. And if it helped you, I would really love to hear you try to put this into action and see how it works for you. Hopefully it does. Have a nice day, and don't forget to be badass today.